Here we go. See, I got my hat on. Um, Everybody has to wear a hat today. It's going to be very sunny and then stormy later. So hats. Plus, I didn't want to wash my hair. So there you go. So I'm going to start, y'all, with my little rolly balls. Do you see them? I'm making sure you can see my head when I get back here. Okay, so I have my chair like this. One of the best ways I know of that I can encourage you to do is somebody might say, well, I don't have a weighted ball. See, these are weight. This is a 6-pounder and this is a 10-pounder right here. So I have two different sizes. You can have the same size, it doesn't matter. But I like to use two different sizes. One's a little bit smaller. And you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? I'm waking up my foot. I'm barefooted, number one. I have my hand on my chair. Now you might say, well, I don't have any of those kind of balls. And I would say, how about, oh, I thought I had it here. Just get a can of food. That will be just fine. If you have put a tea towel, see? Put a tea towel over a can of food and roll it. The point is, it puts your foot in a natural dome position. So if you have a can, just put your tea towel over the can and switch your feet. And you see what I'm doing? I'm doming, and then as I roll it, I'm going to go to my heel and pull my toe back. Then I'm going to pull it back toward me. So it's a rolling. Just you want to roll and you want to press a little bit. So why I have my hand on the chair is, I taught PE for years and years. And when I would introduce soccer balls or basketballs, anything, kickball, where the balls are rolling, invariably, these little kids who've had no experience with balls on the ground, they would think that they were going to go to hit the ball, and they put their foot on top, and they were putting all their weight on it, as I'm putting my weight right now. And of course, it would roll out from under them, and then they would hit the floor. So I would keep trying to prep them, but you see, kids don't listen until something like that happens. and then they listen to the instructions. See what I'm doing? This feels so good on your foot. And you just switch back and forth. And when you switch, go through your mantra. What is it? Breathe through your nose. Soften up this knee, because you're activating all those muscles by softening your knee and engaging. You see what I'm doing? When I get back to my heel, I pull my toe back toward me, okay? A lot of times people will see me doing this and they'll just do this and they don't really go all the way to the heel and then pull that toe back, okay? That is such a good work on your foot, your lower leg. It wakes your whole body up, that doming. You see how I pointed my toe down, and then I'm on my heel and I pull the toe back. Then you pull the ball back, keep your knees soft, drop your shoulders. I have my foot here, my hand here, sorry. I was thinking foot. The whole reason I told you that little story is because if you don't have your hand on a chair when you're doing this, and don't just mess around with it, it's specific pattern rolling that I'm doing. See how I'm pulling my toe back right now? So as I'm doing that, I keep my knee soft, then I pull the ball back, and now I'm doming right over the ball. Then I press and I point the toe down. Then the heel is on the ball and I pull that toe back. And you don't have to do it a ton of times. 3 to 6 times is plenty. And then you switch and you dome your foot over the ball, and you keep your knee soft, drop your shoulders, and then you go all the way to the heel, point your toe down. Okay, that's the first. The first move is the doming. So the first thing you do is dome your foot over the ball. Then roll it. Now I'm on my heel and I'm pointing my toes down. It's a big stretch. Then I'm gonna roll, keep rolling, and the heel is down now, and I pull the toe back. Okay, so there's 3 separate moves there. And a lot of times people will say, oh, she just did some, dumb ball work or something like that. No, these are very specific moves. This one, especially the doming, it's a big deal. You have to really push your feet down so it makes a dome over the ball. Okay. Then go on and push your toe down. So you'll feel a big stretch. Your heel's on the ball. You're pressing a little bit. Now you go ahead and push into the heel and pull the toe back towards you. Okay. Now, if you do that several times, you're going to be feeling heat and work on the supporting leg. Yes, that's what we want. But the whole reason I told you about the ball with my PE students is because I want you to have your hand on something. Because if you press a little hard and your ball is a rolly ball, it will roll right out from under you. Okay, so now we're going to take our chair. We're already on the back. So we're going to start activating our neck and upper back. See what I have here? I have a tea towel. See that? So I have my chair here. I'm going to, first of all, press my hips toward the chair. As I do that, I'm going to drop my chin, breathe in through the nose, pull down hard on the tea towel, right at the base of your neck, okay? Right where your back, the upper back and the neck starts. That's where you want your tea towel. Low on the neck. Then you pull it down and you drop your chin and you're pulling your elbows back. See that? So I start opening right here by pulling my elbows back. And I tuck my chin, my hip bones are going into the chair. Now, if you woke up and you have a tight back, or you've been told you have spinal stenosis, or you have whatever, and it creates a tight back, arthritis. This gentle hyperextension with soft knees and a pulling and tucking of the chin, breathe in through the nose, hold it there, drop your shoulders, pull, push your hips toward the chair, push it toward the chair. Take a big breath. Now bend the knees and come out of that move. Bring that hand over, put your hands right here on the back of the chair, step back, push your butt back. So shine your taillights, drop your shoulders, soften your knees, and now is when you straighten your legs. So I hope you got what I just did. My knees are very bent. I'm reaching out here. I'm dropping my shoulders. I'm coming all the way down. Now I'm straightening my legs. Straightening my legs, straightening my legs, straightening my legs. Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders. Pull yourself into your legs. Now bend those knees and come up. Step in, and you're going to take your tea towel, and you're just going to come right here in front of you. You're going to reach your shoulders, pull your shoulders back. Reach your shoulders, pull your shoulders back. So see, I've got this at a equal length right here. My arms are very straight out and up just a little. And I want you to reach with your shoulders, like you're reaching out forward. Then pull them back and down. And do this about 3 times. And come back in and down. Here we go. Push. Take a big deep breath and come back in and down. Then you're going to take the tea towel, do a little side to side, and then you dip. See this? Now I'm creating the figure 8 motion. So this is a whole figure 8 motion. See this? Down, make the circle, down, make the other circle, down, circle, down, make the other circle. Now here's the thing. You're into the move. It's a figure 8 move, but some of you are going to be doing this. You're bending way over too far. So pull yourself back, soften up your knees, bring those arms out. This is the middle. Drop, bring it up, and come back down. Don't lean out, especially don't lean out by rounding your back. So we're shifting, we're doing a whole arm crossover of the midline, okay, your midline, and then I come up and I do a figure 8, and I just draw it with my hands, turning, dropping, circle, turning, dropping, circle. So if you're ever in a class or you're wanting to pay attention to something, do some figure 8s. This is what we're doing right now. Don't lean forward from your back, but don't round your back. Okay, I'm going to do 1 or 2 more. Rounding, 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 rounding. Yay. Then I'm going to come right back to my chair. See that? So I'm right here. Why do I have a hat on? Because you got to get a hat that you like, that you will wear, and start wearing a hat. I just had skin cancer checks yesterday, and so I got to keep wearing my hat. Why? Because I'm freckly. And so I got to wear a hat. Okay, so here I am right here, and I'm going to step in, and then I'm going to go like that with my toes. See that? And then I'm going to come back in. So I'm going to create what's called a flossing, but it's going to be a flossing not only of your legs and your foot, your ankle, because as I push back, I pull my toes up and I lean in a bit. See that? But I'm hip hinging to lean in. Then I go like this, and I drop, and I pick my heels up. Then I switch. I hip hinge and I pull my toes up. My shoulders are always down. Okay, then I soften my knees and I push into my toes, lift my heels up. Push. So now we're going right back to those pathways that we just worked at. Opening up. Okay, so now I'm back here and I'm pulling my toes up. When you pull your toes up and you have a hip hinge, and you're really pulling your toes up hard, you should be feeling that in the front of the tibialis anterior muscles. And you know what else it contracts? Right here. So if you can even lean up against a wall and just do toe lifts, that's going to do this. I wanted to do all these other moves along with the toe lifts. So what am I going to do? I'm going to push in and I'm going to lift my heels, okay? Then I'm going to come down, push back, drop my shoulders, bring those toes up, contract right here, right here, right here, right here, and then come back, okay? So let me show you what that looks like. If I were up against a wall, this would be my wall, okay? Anytime you're traveling, anytime you're standing and waiting in line somewhere, if you can go up against your shopping cart or a wall, I do this in the airport all the time. So I'm going to just press up against this. You can't see my toes, but I want you to see what I would be doing if I were on a wall. Okay, now I'm gonna do that very thing, and I'm just gonna push up against this chair so you can see what I'm doing. You see my toes? I can do this with shoes or without shoes. And when you pull those up and you're having good body position, pull those up. These right here are gonna be contracting. And you might think, oh, that's nothing. Listen, for a lot of people with joints replaced, that have swollen joints, that have joints that hurt, pulling your toes up repeatedly like this, you gotta lean into something and pull those toes up in a repeated fashion. See? You see them? Yeah, I can do it with shoes on even. But when you're pulling those toes up and you keep doing it, when you get to 10, if you're doing this and you're leaning in and you're really pulling the toes up, you're not going to be able to go much past 12. Okay? Why? Because that tibialis anterior muscle, and you're going to feel this right here. Okay? So I'm on a chair here, it moves. So be aware of that. But if you were at a wall or at a counter and leaning on it, you can really pull those toes up. This is a good way to start for a lot of people who are coming off of operations, injuries, etc. Okay, now I'm going to turn the chair around and I'm ready to head into the floor. Okay, I'm going to use my ball, both of them. I got my little tea towel, I may use that. But before we get down in there, see this? This is our little stretchy band. See that? So instead of gripping it, I'm going to put my hands where the back of my hands pulling out. Okay? So as I do this, I'm going to go to the side. See that? To the side. Okay? So I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm bending one knee and I'm hip hinging. As I hip hinge, I pull the backs of the arms out, then I come back in. Okay? Hip hinge, drop your shoulders, go to the other side. You're pressing into that knee that's bent. As you're in there, you're going to pull the backs of the hands out without using these elbows out here. These elbows need to be touching your waist. Okay? Shift. You're going to shift. Okay? Hands are right here. Press and press. And as you press, you drop your shoulders. So why am I doing this on Mobility Wednesday? This feels like a weight training thing. Well, those of you who have a lot of shoulder issues, this is one of the ways that you will help release a lot of tension in your shoulders. So I'm going to come to neutral stance, take a breath, push that butt back, really pull the backs of those arms out, pull those elbows into my side, and then come back. Take a breath, shift, push the butt back, drop your shoulders, big breath, in through the nose, big breath, in through the nose, breath, in through the nose, come back, take a big breath. Elbows in, elbows in, elbows in, press, 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 and come back. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then come back to neutral. And then back out. And back in. And if you did that whole series and you let go now, this in your shoulders, oh my goodness, it helps relieve so much tension. Unreal. Okay, we're going to use this down in the floor, so I'm going to put it in my chair. So I can either use my chair or I can get down, I call it freestanding, okay? It's up to you. You can either come here and come down like this. See what I just did? And then you're ready to get down to the floor. Or Or you're gonna sit in your chair and you're gonna do all of this stuff sitting in your chair. That's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna come down, down, down. I'm here at my chair. I can either stand. So instead of my knees being in the floor, my feet will be in the floor. Or I am gonna do it kneeling. You get to choose. I hope you're following this. So let me just do it quick. If you're down on the floor, stay there. But if you're not, you're gonna be here. See? And you're gonna do the cat camel from a standing position. Then when we go down to the floor, you're gonna sit in your chair. So it's totally your call. But if I'm here now, instead of doing it from my chair, I'm gonna do it from the floor. Okay? So here I am, and I'm gonna go into my cat, my mad cat, and then I'm gonna do my camel move. So I've done these standing today. I did it from the chair. Uh-oh, excuse me. Just now, and now I'm doing it on my all fours. Oh dear. Ruby, it's okay. No, no. Go lay down. This is live class. They see a deer. Here we go. Up and come back down. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Tuck your tailbone. Lift way up. You can do this standing at the chair with your hands on the chair, or you can do it right here in the floor like I'm doing. Okay? And I'm telling you, this move right here is the move you want to do if you really learn to do this. Tucking in, bringing your shoulders to your ears. Then you come back down. This is the move that you want to do and hold in each position if you have done a lot of shoveling, if you've done a lot of lifting. This is the one that's going to help you get back into line, and you can do it yourself. Here we go. Tuck, lift your shoulders, then you come back down and you push the butt back and you lift your chin, and then you drop under. Take a big deep breath, and then you're ready to hit the floor. So I'm going to hit the floor, and I'm going to come right here. And this is the move that I want to encourage you. I've been trying to get these done on Wednesdays mostly. But when you're in this position right here, your knees are fixed. See that? See that? I'm going to say to you, okay, I'm here on the floor. I can go many ways, but right now, what I want to do is go from this side to the other side. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to tighten in my tummy, number one. Breathe through my nose. Don't hold your breath on any of these, okay? So here I am. If you have tender wrists, then make a fist. Act like you're going to get up. See, I'm going to come right here, and then I'm going to go to the other side. And I'm going to go down. This is so, so, so important for people with tight hips. This kind of mobility work. Okay, now I'm going to do this a couple times. And some of you might be feeling quite a bit of tightness in your hip, whatever. So make any adjustments with your legs, in or out. But here's the cueing. Many of us have gotten down on the floor with their grandkids. You've gotten down on the floor to pick stuff up, whatever. Act like you're changing your mind and you're going, oh, I need to get back up. And you come here, you go on all fours, and then you work over to the other side and you go down. So I can tell you, for me, this side, this is my replaced hip right here. When I go to the other side, that's my tight hip. I know it. Some of you with double hips replaced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go. See, I just changed my mind and I went to the other position. I'm hoping and hoping and hoping that you guys are doing this with me, because this is such valuable movement patterning. Okay. Hi, Mac. This is my old man, Mac. Mac, how about you go lay down? Go lay down. He thinks I'm going to play with him. That's a good reason to get down into the floor. Play with your dog, play with your kids. Okay. I was going to say play with your food, but you may not want to eat on the floor. Okay, see how I did that? And I can tell just from going side to side how much harder it is for me to do it on the other side. I'm going to do it one more time for the other side. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. It's like I've changed my mind, and I'm going to go here. So I can tell you just from doing it these 3 times, that move, it's easier now. It was so tight the very first move that I did. Okay, now, once you've done that, good. Go from this kind of a hand position to this kind of a hand position. And then really go around as far as you can right here. So I'm going to keep my chin tucked. Then I'm going to come back up. I'm going to move those legs in and around. So I'm right here with my legs out. Some of you have a really hard time sitting in this position. I understand. Keep a knee bent or both knee bent, but don't bend your back, okay? So as I'm here in this position, if I can, I'll create a right angle right here, 90 degrees with my hip. See that? If it's too hard for me, then bend your knees up, but don't round your back. All right. So once I've done that now, I'm going to go the other side. So I'm going to go this way. Okay. And before I was right here. See? See, I was right here, but I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down to my elbows. See that? My knees are fixed, and I'm going to crawl back here and look over my shoulder as much as I possibly can. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to take my arm back. This is for K. Woo! And anybody with wanting to straighten their shoulders into neutral. See, my palm is up, my elbow's down, and my shoulder is in place. Don't let that shoulder creep up when you're putting pressure on it. Keep your chin tucked, open back, open back, open back. And then I'm going to open the top leg. I'm going to put my top leg back here and open back. So I'm opening the hips. I'm opening up through the legs as far as I can. Keep my chin tucked. Open through the chest. Take a big deep breath. Come all the way down like that and reach up as far as you can. Woo! Way up there. Keep that leg back. All the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Then come back. Watch your shoulder here. Here we go. Open, 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 open. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your shoulders down. And then come back. Okay? Then I'm going to come back to sitting right here. And I'm going to do the other side. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I know this is a little different, maybe presentation on opening up. We've done some of these before, but I'm really trying to get you to open through your joints, and especially when you have compromised joints, as I do, as many of you do. So here I go. I'm going to swing my legs this way. See, like we did before, right? I'm going to come down here on my elbow. Okay, my knees are bent like this. Watch your shoulder here. This is a great position if you'll be careful to keep your shoulder in. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Now don't take your leg back first. Open your hand. Open your chest wall. Okay? Drop your shoulder again. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Open, 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 open. Keep your chin tucked. Open. Now, take that top leg back as far as it can go. And this is my hip replace side. I'm not going too far. I'm just putting it back in a normal, it's not hard at all. It's just an open flexor right here, right here. Okay. Open, 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 open. Really pull, keep your chin tucked. Okay, now come this way and reach. Reach, 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 reach. Take a big deep breath. And then come back and open it one more time. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Open, open, open. And come back down. Yay. Okay, since we're in this position, we're going to go ahead and go into a prone position, okay, instead of staying with our face up. So we're going to go into a prone position right here. Okie dokie. So this is one that, unless you're following along, a lot of times we leave these kinds of moves out. We leave them out in our daily movement patterns because everything's forward, forward, forward. So we're going to take a moment or two and do some back extensions. So I've already started you with some of the moves that we did early on in the class. So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to take my elbows out and I'm going to come down and I'll just put my nose or my forehead. If you have your hat on, that'll be hard to do. So I'll put it on my right here, put my nose right on my hands. What am I going to do? The very first thing when you're down here in this position is you keep your chin tucked. That's number one. Number two, tighten your gluteals. Really tighten them. Because now you're going to lift your elbows. And you're going to hold your elbows up. And you're going to dip and come up. And dip and come up. And dip and come up. Now you can do this against the wall, standing. Some of you that don't want to get in the floor, go up against a wall and push yourself right in and then pull back. So pretend the floor is my wall, okay? And you're just gonna press with your rear end super tight. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders right there. Big breath, pull, keep your chin tucked, and pull, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then take one hand out, keep your chin tucked, take a big breath through your nose, hold it up there, hold it up there. I'm taking one hand at a time, reaching it, reaching it, reaching it, and then come down and put your forehead or your nose right on your hands. Take a big deep breath. We're going to go right back to this. But right now you pull your elbows under you. Okay, drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. And you're going to push to open. You're doing a nice controlled hyperextension. So you're going to press into the palms. Drop your shoulders. That's very important here. Okay, take a big breath into the nose. Now push into the palms and just lift your elbows a little bit. You should be squeezing your butt. Okay, keep your shoulders down, keep your shoulders down. Now bring the elbows down, now come back right back. Take a breath. Take a breath. Exhale, inhale as you go down. Exhale as you push up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Keep your elbows tucked. Don't flare them. When you come up, a lot of people like to flare them and you bring your shoulders up. Don't bring your shoulders up. Hang out here for just a few seconds. Breath, 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 and then come back down. Yeah, I know. You should have felt that. Yeah, you should have felt that. Okay, so this is one part of your prone work. The other part's going to come from lifting your legs. So this is going to be hamstring, back, and gluteal. So I'll move up here so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. Okay. So as I'm in this position, I can either turn my head this way or this way, switch from side to side so that you get a good traction on your neck. This is my stiff side. So I'm going to turn my head like this. I'm going to drop my shoulders. And now I'm going to point my toes and then flex my toes. See that? So point and flex right down. Point and flex and push down into your toes just a little bit. And now contract your quad and lift your knees while you're pushing your feet, your toes down. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So my knees are down, my toes are down, and now I'm going to contract, tighten in, and leave, get my knees off the ground. See that? So I'm contracting in order to get my knees off the ground. So as I'm up there, now I'm going to go lift one, lift the other, lift one, lift the other, lift one, lift the other, lift one. You get the idea, I hope. And lift the other. Now release, put your knees down, pull those elbows under you, drop your chin, get your elbows under you, okay? Now all you're gonna do is push into your knees. I know some of you can go, oh, I'm gonna go into the plank. That was too easy. Good for you, but stay with me for just a minute. I'm trying to make a point here. Drop your shoulders, tuck your chin. You're gonna push into your knees and you're gonna tighten your tummy and just lift your hips a bit, not a lot. See, if you go like that, that's too much. I just want you to be right here. See that? I want you to hang out here, drop your shoulders. Okay, now push into one toe. I don't care which. One toe. Then switch. Then switch. Then switch. Then switch. Take a breath. Take a breath into the nose. Don't drop your head. Just keep your chin tucked. Okay. If you want to, if you've had enough, go and put your hips down and rest. But if you can, as we're in this position from our knees, and we've done one knee lift, one, and then the other knee lift, bring both knees up if you feel you can. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. Put those knees down and go back into that gentle hyperextension. See, shoulders down, tuck my chin. Now from this position, we're going to act like we're rolling, but we're not really going to. But I'm going to reach and roll. See there, we've already practiced this move. See that? So I don't roll all the way. I'm opening that chest wall one more time. Then I'm going to bring it back to center. And then I'm going to roll. So I'm going to bring one hand out and I'm going to roll. See that? Take that top leg back. Bring your arm way back. See that? Take a big breath. Yeah. And then come back down. And come back down. Okay. Now we're fixing to go supine. Okay. So what does that mean? That means your butt's down. If you're in a chair, you can do this from a chair. If you're against the wall, then you get the idea. Okay. So now I'm going to just turn and I'm going to go into my butt down position. Okay, belly up, that's supine. Okay, act like your hands are up, that's supine, like you're holding soup. That's how I remembered it. Okay, see, now see, I came down straight away. Some of you cannot do that, and I know it. So let me go over that again. Some of you cannot go down. It's too hard for you. You have different joint problems. You roll down. You can still get in supine position, but you see, you do it like this. And you tuck and you roll. So once you've gotten into your position like that, your feet are on the floor. You're gonna go into that classic dead bug position. See that? So I'm right here. And you can do some of this sitting in a chair. Okay, so what I want you to do is just let your spine roll back and tighten in the tummy and then release it. And you release it so that you can just tuck your little hands right underneath your small of your back. See, it's a contraction and a release. It's a contraction and a release. It's a contraction and a release. This is a really good way to get core work without stressing your vertebrae, your back in a negative way. This is a great way to contract, pull, contract, pull, and you have to get in a dead bug position. See that? Then I'm going to take one leg. I'm going to do dorsiflexion. I'm going to tighten in my tummy. I'm going to take a big breath. Keep your shoulders down. And I'm going to go to my heel, and I'm going to bring it back. Then I'm going to do the other one, to my heel, bring it back. To my heel, bring it back. And to my heel, and keep my stomach tight. Breath, breath, breath. And see, I'm holding my hands here. I can open them and tap, bring them back. Heel, take a breath. Heel, take a breath. Heel, take a breath. Heel, and take a breath. Then take one leg up. See, point flex, point flex. Bring that one down, take the other one, point flex, point flex, point flex. She should feel nice stretches, gentle, but the knee of the leg that's up, both legs, they have to, the knee needs to stay over the belly button, okay? So we'll go point flex, point flex, point flex, point flex. Great. Put those feet down. Now you're going to squeeze the butt and you're going to lift the hip. And you're going to hang out here for a bit. And then you're going to come down by rolling through your vertebrae like a string of pearls. So if you want to, you can put your hands by either side, palm up, and you can go up here as high as your space will allow you. So I'm going to squeeze my rear end and do a big lift, a big hip lift, and I'm going to hang out here. And see, I'm pushing into my heels with my toes up. And I'm going to rotate, come back down, release the butt, squeeze the butt, lift, 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 lift. Hold it up there. Take a big deep breath through your nose. Keep your chin tucked. Hands are palm up. Here we go. Squeeze, 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 lift. Big breath, big breath. Here we go. Back down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Okay, here we go. Breathe in right now. And lift and exhale. And then come back down. We're going to do it 2 more times. Stay with me, stay with me. Here we go. Squeeze your rear end. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, lift. Then we come down, 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 down. One more. Last one, last one, last one. Here we go. Up, 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 up. Hold it up there, big press, big press. Yeah. And then come back down. So you should be feeling this all through here. If you wanted to make it harder and do another set, then you'd put it on your chair and lift from there. That's the next step. But we're gonna, I got one or two other things that we gotta do. So we're gonna hit the dead bug. Then what we're gonna do is go straight. We're gonna hold one leg in and we're gonna bring this leg down as far as we feel we can. Bring her back and just work through that whole range of motion. And I'm gonna put my heel first. So you're in dorsiflexion and you're just pressing, 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 pressing. Here we go, back down and back up, switch. The other leg goes down and we're dropping to the heel. We're gonna bring it all the way back. Tighten your tummy. That's where you're getting your stability, right there. You gotta tighten your tummy. Take a breath. Here we go, right there. Breath. Here we go, right there. Breath. And right there. Big deep breath. Then we go back to the dead bug. We put our feet down and we do a full turn. Down with the knees, opposite side with the hands. So you're doing a wave or a window washer, some people call it, but I call it a wave. And I just roll back and I roll back. So this move combined with some of those hyperextensions and those dead bugs, man, you can't, I tell you, give your back a chance. This right here, I do it as much for my core as I do for my back because it realigns and you're doing the whole thing. Take a big breath and you can do it as many times as you want to, okay? You can do it as many times as you want to. If it's getting you some good work, that's, you just stay with it. Now I'm gonna come up to hands and knees. Hands and knees. I can either use my chair to get up or I can do it freestanding. So I'm right here. I'm going to push into my feet. Then I'm going to come right here and equalize. Anybody that's come to my class for any length of time, I want them to be able to get up and get back down in the floor with no help. Okay, that is a huge goal for lots and lots and lots of us. Okay, we have our little band. We're gonna do one more really good thing for our hips and our core, and it's with this band, okay? So I'm gonna just put it right around my little foot, around my little ankle. Then I come down here, I put the other foot through, okay? This is a really good thing to do when you're sitting in meetings. Take your little band, put it around your little ankle. So now, and then we're going to come up here to our legs here in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to take one leg, and here's what I want you to try to do. And I'm going to caution you because the very first thing that you're going to want to do, when you see my leg coming out, you know what you do? You pull the leg out and you turn. I don't want you to, that's torquing through the hip. I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep your knee in line with your hip. You take the whole thing out, the whole thing in. This is a very different move. This move than what normally I see people doing. They take their foot out and it rotates their hip. You know, it can be a stressful position, especially if you have wonky hips or you have hips replaced. Okay, see that? See how I'm just stepping out and I'm stepping back in and I'm rotating in and out right here. See that? See that? Okay, I'm telling you, if you're in a meeting, or this is a good time, if you're in church, get your little bands out. You'll stay awake. I don't think I have any preachers on this channel. Here we go. But it can help. So look what I'm doing. I'm opening. I am not swinging. See, I'm opening, tightening, placing the leg here, placing the leg back. So it's an opening. It's like a hinge. Yeah, and I'm pulling against a gentle resistance with this band. I'm not making it super hard because this is my hip replace side. So I'm telling you, you have to be careful with your positions when you're doing these kinds of motions. Yes, we want to address the muscles. That's why I'm doing it this way. And I'm cautioning you about taking your foot out without taking your whole hip with you, okay? And we're doing one at a time. See that? One at a time, okay? Then I'm gonna bring it up here, around my knees. See that? Another way to get some of these adductors and abductor muscles is put a ball here in the middle and squeeze. But this way we're working out here. So my feet are pretty wide, and I'm just gonna keep them real wide, and I'm just gonna go out. See that? Out, release, and then go out. Same place, out. So you feel that gentle work right here. So those of you who have had back issues, hips replaced, you know you have arthritis either in your spine or your hips. I'm telling you, these gentle band work, especially with your the hip muscles that are controlling this, which is the inside and the outside. Right now we're pulling and we're holding, and it's these muscles, okay? And you're gonna feel it deep into your butt. If you do these even 10 times, and for sure if you do it 2 sets of 10, see that? Take a breath, just 3 more. Let's just do 3 more. I actually wanted to say 5, but I didn't want to stress you. It should be feeling it all through here. Yeah, keep your shoulders down. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, pull, and pull. Was that 3? I don't know. Kathy's gonna yell at me. Okay, I'll stop. She's counting. I know she is. Okay. Okay, y'all. It's been fun. Take a big deep breath. Turn. Turn. Lead the choir. Stand up. So I want you to be able to get up off the floor with no help and standing up with ease. And in order to do that, you got to have mobility and you got to have strength and all of these muscles that we just worked on today. Okay, so we did our back extensor work today. Big time. Haha. Good job, you guys.